The room fell silent the moment the old wooden door slammed shut. Every heartbeat inside my chest suddenly sounded louder than the laughter echoing outside. My best friend stood only a few feet away, holding the tiny brass lock in her trembling hand. Then, with eyes that carried years of hidden emotions, she whispered just 4 unforgettable words that changed both of our lives forever: "Start the clock." In that single moment, 7 playful minutes stopped being a silly party tradition and became the beginning of a truth neither of us could hide any longer. Before we continue this emotional journey, if you believe in kindness, forgiveness, hope, and second chances, please take a moment to like this video, leave a comment, share it with someone who needs encouragement today, and subscribe to our channel. Every act of support helps our community continue sharing stories that remind us how powerful love, honesty, and compassion can truly be. For nearly 12 years, everyone believed that Rowan Mercer and Claire Bennett were simply the inseparable best friends everyone wished they had. They had grown up on neighboring streets, walked to elementary school together, survived awkward middle school years, celebrated graduations, encouraged one another through heartbreaks, and shared thousands of ordinary afternoons that somehow became extraordinary simply because they experienced them together. Friends joked that they practically shared one brain because they finished each other's sentences and laughed at jokes nobody else understood. Neither Rowan nor Claire ever argued with those assumptions because friendship had always felt like the safest definition for what connected them. Yet beneath every shared smile lived emotions neither dared acknowledge. Rowan admired Claire's courage, her compassion toward strangers, and her incredible ability to brighten even the darkest afternoons. Claire admired Rowan's quiet loyalty, his patience, and the comforting feeling that no matter what happened, he would always stand beside her. They both convinced themselves those feelings belonged safely inside friendship, believing anything more would risk destroying the most important relationship either of them had ever known. Everything changed during a bright Saturday afternoon when several college friends organized a nostalgic reunion picnic in a large community park. The weather was beautiful, children played nearby, families laughed beneath colorful umbrellas, and the atmosphere carried the warmth of summer without becoming overwhelming. Everyone wanted to relive old memories through harmless games they hadn't played since high school. One suggestion immediately filled the group with laughter: 7 minutes in heaven. Most people rolled their eyes, insisting it was childish, but nostalgia quickly defeated embarrassment. Names were placed into a bowl, and everyone agreed to treat the game as nothing more than harmless fun. Couples laughed. Friends teased one another. Cameras stayed away because everyone promised to respect each person's privacy. Neither Rowan nor Claire expected fate to intervene. When Claire reached into the bowl and unfolded the small piece of paper, her smile disappeared for just a heartbeat before returning with forced confidence. She quietly read Rowan's name. Their friends erupted with playful cheers while Rowan laughed nervously, pretending not to care. Inside, however, his stomach twisted into impossible knots. He had imagined countless futures with Claire over the years, but never anything like this. The old storage room beside the community hall had been transformed into the traditional 7 minutes in heaven room for the game. It was bright with sunlight pouring through a large window, filled with stacked folding chairs and decorations left over from previous community events. It felt ordinary, almost disappointing, until Claire gently stepped inside after Rowan. The door closed. Then she locked it. Outside, their friends started a timer while laughing and joking, completely unaware that inside the room, neither person could find the courage to speak. Rowan expected awkward laughter. Instead, Claire looked directly into his eyes. She softly said, "Start the clock." Those words carried no humor. Only honesty. For several long seconds neither moved. Rowan finally realized Claire's hands were shaking. Not because she was afraid of him, but because she was terrified of the truth waiting between them. Claire admitted she had spent years pretending friendship was enough. Every birthday she celebrated with Rowan had secretly made her wonder what life might look like if they ever admitted what everyone else somehow seemed unable to see. She confessed that watching him date other people had hurt more deeply than she ever allowed herself to admit. She had smiled through every relationship because she believed genuine friendship meant supporting someone even when it broke your own heart. Her voice never rose above a gentle whisper, yet every sentence felt heavier than anything Rowan had ever heard. Rowan stood frozen. Not because he was shocked. Because every word mirrored emotions he had hidden for years. He confessed that fear had ruled his life. Fear that telling Claire the truth would end their friendship forever. Fear that rejection would erase 12 beautiful years. Fear that loving someone so deeply also meant risking losing them completely. Both of them laughed through tears as they realized they had wasted years protecting a friendship that had quietly transformed into something much deeper long ago. Still, neither rushed forward. Real love wasn't built through dramatic movie moments. It was built through honesty. Claire admitted another painful truth. Several months earlier she had accepted a job offer nearly 2,000 miles away. She had planned to leave within 3 weeks without ever confessing her feelings because she believed silence would hurt less than rejection. Hearing those words struck Rowan harder than anything else. For the first time, he understood how close he had come to losing not only the woman he loved but also the chance to tell her before distance made everything impossible. The 7-minute timer continued ticking outside while 2 lives quietly transformed inside. Rather than rushing into romance, Rowan simply thanked Claire. He thanked her for being brave enough to speak first. He admitted she had given him something priceless. The opportunity to choose honesty over regret. Outside, laughter continued as nobody suspected the emotional earthquake unfolding behind the closed door. When the timer finally ended, someone knocked jokingly, expecting embarrassed smiles and awkward laughter. Instead, Rowan unlocked the door first. Both he and Claire stepped outside looking calmer than anyone had ever seen them. Their friends immediately noticed something had changed. Not because the two were holding hands. They weren't. Not because they kissed. They hadn't. Something much deeper had happened. The uncertainty that had shadowed both of them for years had finally disappeared. Over the following weeks, life refused to become magically easy. Claire still faced an impossible career decision. Rowan still wondered whether asking her to stay would be selfish. Rather than making emotional promises, they spent every afternoon talking honestly. They discussed dreams, careers, fears, families, and everything they had previously hidden beneath comfortable friendship. Sometimes those conversations became difficult. Sometimes tears replaced smiles. Yet every difficult discussion strengthened rather than weakened their connection. Eventually Rowan surprised Claire with something she never expected. He encouraged her to accept the job. Not because he wanted distance. Because he refused to become the reason she abandoned her dreams. True love, he realized, should never demand sacrifice that creates lifelong regret. Claire cried harder than she ever had. She confessed that hearing Rowan support her dreams made her realize she no longer wanted to chase success without him beside her. Rather than rejecting the opportunity completely, she negotiated a flexible position that allowed her to remain close while continuing her professional growth. For the first time, both of them stopped making decisions based on fear. Months passed. Their relationship never resembled the dramatic romances portrayed in movies. It grew slowly. Patiently. They continued being best friends first. They learned that lasting love wasn't measured by grand gestures but by ordinary afternoons, shared responsibilities, honest conversations, forgiveness after misunderstandings, and choosing each other repeatedly despite life's uncertainties. One afternoon nearly a year later, they returned to the same community park where everything had changed. Children still laughed beneath bright skies. Families still filled picnic tables. The storage room remained exactly where it had always stood. Rowan smiled as he looked toward the old wooden door. Neither of them walked inside. They didn't need another 7 minutes. Those 7 minutes had already given them something infinitely more valuable than romance. They had given them courage. Claire squeezed Rowan's hand while smiling toward the afternoon sunlight stretching across the park. She admitted she once believed destiny created perfect love stories. Now she understood something even more beautiful. Destiny may open a door, but honesty is what allows two people to walk through it together. As they continued walking beneath the warm daylight, they passed several young couples laughing nervously, reminding them of the uncertainty they once carried. Rowan realized countless people spend years hiding their hearts, believing silence protects relationships when, in reality, silence often steals opportunities that honesty could have transformed into lifelong happiness. Before we reach the end of this journey, we'd love to hear from you. Have you ever hidden your true feelings because you were afraid of losing someone important? Or has honesty ever changed your life in an unexpected way? Leave a meaningful comment below and share the lesson this story reminded you of. Your experience may encourage someone in our community who needs hope today. If this story touched your heart, please like this video, leave a meaningful comment, share it with someone who needs hope today, and subscribe to our channel so you never miss another emotional journey. Thank you for being part of our family, where stories of courage, forgiveness, hope, and second chances remind us that sometimes the bravest thing we can ever do is simply tell the truth before time runs out. Rowan and Claire discovered that love was never hiding inside those 7 minutes, it had quietly grown through 12 years of loyalty, patience, and unwavering friendship. The locked door did not trap them inside a room, it finally set their hearts free, proving that the greatest relationships are built not on perfect moments, but on the courage to be completely honest with the person who has always felt like home.